And
Okay, Ben, turn around. Say cheese.
We just hand out. Do I hand out 1 cow? Do I hand out 2 cows? Do I hand out 3 cows?
We are back here for day 2 of the Homestead Expo. We stayed at the Metcas last night and had a wonderful time. And now I don't know where everybody else is. Some of our kids went with Lisa's kids. Several of them went with them. Leo, I think he was looking at the knife making booth. Jason was still with Benjamin, and we haven't located them. So this is it. I have Bella with me, and I have Lydia and Everett, and like the last hour, we've just been kind of wandering around. Now we're sitting here.
There's an hour.
There's no talk right now, but it feels so good. There's a breeze coming through, so we're just sitting in this empty-ish building, just enjoying cooler weather than yesterday. Yesterday, the heat index, I don't know, was it at like 107 or something like that? It was rough, and our little ones just really, they were done. They went back to the RV in the afternoon, but they just kind of said, can we go home? But then last night, when we were at the Metcas, they had such a good time. And so that, yeah, they stayed up late, so everybody's a little off schedule. So I'm expecting some fussiness later on, but you never know. Right now we're just enjoying this. It just feels so much better when it's cooler like this. We're giving him a ride. He's trying to break out, isn't he? Jason found this nice big rug in the RV. So we're having lunch. Ben, what are you eating? What is that?
Pickle.
He's not going to say it for me. Is that pickle? He's got the whole jar.
Pickle.
Elsie made a pickle sandwich.
It's really good. Mayonnaise and meat.
We brought homemade bread and homemade mayonnaise from home. Some meat and cheese and pickles.
There is no more meat.
There's no more meat. There's another package down in there somewhere.
We went for 2. Can I go down? Mom?
Silas, where is it at?
Mom, we already done 2.
You have to wait till somebody else is going with you.
Wait, how many packages?
I had been really excited about seeing the Doherty family speak, and they had a death of, I guess, their best friend, who's also in their business, something. Her husband died. And so they suddenly had to cancel. They couldn't be here. But they found somebody who's a friend of the Metcas to speak today on dairy cows, which is what the Dohertys were going to speak on. So,
Awesome story.
Jason said he's got a great story. Last night, Oresti must have told him.
No. I met the guy beforehand, and I was telling Oresti, I was like, hey, there's this guy at Hilltop Farms.
All right, well, you should be here telling them. He said he met the guy first. I'll interpret for you.
He's got 7 kids.
He met the guy first. He was a firefighter with 7 kids.
He's 10 years old.
And now,
He's crazy like
his
us.
oldest is 10?
Yeah. I said, oh, you're on pace to beat us?
Wow. Anyway, there you go. So we're going to try to go to their talk, but it starts in 2 minutes, 1 minute. And we're still all the way up at the RV, and that's where they're speaking down there.
Yeah,
So we're going to pack up here. Bella's already sitting in the audience waiting. She said she'd rather have a seat than have lunch. We could bring her a sandwich, maybe. So,
Stomach's messed up.
yeah, she had a bit of a stomach ache, so maybe not. And anyway, we're going to pack up. Samuel, are you going to sit at the talk, or you just want to go play with the kids again?
I don't. I want to eat something.
Well, go eat something. Now is the time.
The candy's down there.
You got any more free stuff? Me and the
James and Lydia, no fighting.
people, we have a bag of free stuff.
Yeah, we're all kind of like reaching the end of the weekend fun.
Where you're at, sit down.
Yeah, because Mom
Don't
So
sit there, it's wet.
tired.
You're tired.
Yesterday I ran like a lot.
Yeah, I mean they played
Like a lot.
till probably 11 last night.
Yeah, you can charge it.
No, before that, we did at the expo.
We played tag around
But
that.
now we're going back.
You're going
No,
back.
like the whole
I got the walkie-talkie, the batteries are dead, so I got my battery pack. The thing is like some type of signal boost or something.
Oh my.
Stroller races.
Leo, see if
Stroller
anybody's
races.
on.
That's a bad idea. Just don't crash into someone's vehicle.
Like my dad.
You have bug bites? Is that what's itching you? No, Mexico. Are you tired, buddy?
Yes.
You're just laying down here for a rest.
You have
You get tired, Benjamin?
Benny, say pickle.
you have a pack of twins
Benny, say pickle.
every
I like how he says pickle.
No,
He
every
says
year.
pico.
Benny, say pickle.
How's Everett doing?
Say pickle, Benny.
Best
Say
baby
pickle.
ever, really. He's just very content all the time. Only time he cries is if he's hungry or tired.
Best
Best
buddy.
baby.
It's kind of like me.
Best baby.
Mom video him. Benjamin, come.
Baby.
Ready? Set, go.
And so she was so knowledgeable with dairy cows specifically, but I've seen people completely contradict what she recommended because they just didn't know about dairy cows. And so that's a great question. Make sure that your vet knows about dairy cows.
We are back from the expo, back to normal life. We are going to tell you our takeaways. Jason's coming in here right now.
I'm going to turn the light on.
And we're going to give you a peek at this workshop because it's looking amazing. Whoop. Light.
Light. Camera.
So I think this year, even more than the talks, we actually just enjoyed getting together with people. I don't know about you, but some of the talks I struggled to keep focused. It was just a lot going on. We had a lot in our minds. It was very hot. But I did get some good takeaways. I actually went there really excited to see the Dohertys. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Dohertys, but they talk a lot on dairy cow, on the family dairy cow. As far as I know, they have a website, but I don't think they have any podcasts or YouTube channels or anything like that.
They have a good book.
They've written a book, and I've heard them interviewed by people. So they were going to be there. I was really excited. Well, last minute, they canceled. They had a death of a close friend.
Friend's husband passed away.
And they couldn't be there. So the expo scrambled and got together 2 different people to speak in their 2 time slots. And we attended. I did. Did you go to both of them?
No.
Remember.
I went to the last one.
I attended both of them, and they were excellent. So they were both local people.
There's lots of talent there, for sure.
Yeah, and one did talk about dairy
Knowledgeable
cows.
people, maybe, is
It was
the
a
better way to
friend of,
Acquaintance of a restie.
right?
So.
Okay, so they spoke on dairy cows, and it was really good. And then the first person was also a local guy who talked about making money on your homestead. And I showed up a little late for that, and I wish I had been there at the beginning because it was really good.
Are you talking about the pizza guy? Mm-hmm. That is a friend. That's just both of them are friends of
Yes.
Rusty in that sense. Yeah.
They do.
Kreke Family.
They've talked about how their homestead has turned into their business and the multiple streams of income that they have. They do during all the nice weather months. They do a weekly pizza night where they have over 100 people.
Yeah.
People buy into like a subscription
Membership
sort of,
type thing, yeah.
and then there's they're at the point now of having a staff because these events have gotten so big.
Mm-hmm.
And they serve pizza out on the farm with ingredients made from their homestead. They sell vegetables, meat, I don't know, they have a lot of different things. And so he had a lot of great information, just different ideas about things. He even talked about his kids. They have 10 kids, I think, and they've kind of caught the bug of entrepreneurship also. So some of them he's hired because he said if your kids start working for your business, pay your kids. But then he gave an example of some of his daughters wanted to start selling sourdough bread. And so he just talked through the details of how that worked. Like he charged them to use his mixer.
Right.
$1.
Like leasing the mixer from
Yeah.
him, and then they
it was
burnt
$1 a
out
batch.
the KitchenAid, went to in a commercial.
And so then they kind of did a lease to own thing.
Right, rent to own.
But he said that they've worked really hard over however many couple of years it's been, and they have tens of thousands of dollars in the bank because
As
of
teenagers, yeah.
what they have done. So it was a good talk. Did you have any talks that you went to and specifically enjoyed?
Well, I mean, I like Zach. That was good.
Zach Bauer was our very first talk we went to.
It was just confirmation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much going on, like, mentally. There was a lot of things that were either up in the air or just, you know, coming in rapid fire, that it was honestly the thing that I just really was trying to do was just enjoy myself and the people. So we have friends that live down in that area, and it was just great to be able to to be able to focus on the friendship,
Like
you know, and the fellowship, and it was just great.
It was really good. In fact, we actually every year that we go back, we meet more people.
Right.
It's gotten to be almost like a family reunion.
Yeah.
I know Laura said that, the Shepherd's Crook friends, she said, it's kind of like you pay for a ticket for a big family reunion.
It really did feel like that, and it was great. The kids ran around with, you know, like other people's kids that we knew and trusted, and so that was really great. And it was this very warm, friendly, like-minded people getting together.
It was so great.
It was really, really good. And so, like, I felt and still feel that, like, there's just an extreme draw to the area. Like, I wanted to be around that on a regular basis. And, you know, I'm trying to weigh out the difference between what God's calling us to do and what feels good. You know, it's not always does God call us to suffer or whatever, you know. So I just want to make sure that it isn't the feel-good feeling of all these people is why I want to be there. You know, although that, you know, that it's not a bad reason necessarily.
Sure, a lot of things are confirmation from God, but all along in these years, like we've been keeping you in the loop with, we just really are trying to discern where God wants us long term.
Yeah.
And originally we had thought it was here, but as we look and evaluate, I really think that coming here to this place was the first step of God bringing us out of the city, because I can tell you 100% that I would not have ever agreed with moving out into a large, you know, piece of land in the Ozarks. I mean, it was just too much for me when we first made the move. Yeah. And so this was kind of like stepping out one little piece at a time, first coming here. And, you know, we have kind of dragged our feet now for several years about not building a house, not starting a house, trying to figure all that out. And we can see now why.
Yeah.
Okay, we shifted you guys a little bit. That lighting was driving us crazy.
I forget what I was saying.
I should have, like, fixed my hair or something to talk to them, but, you know.
Here, take that. Take that.
I'm just going to put my hair up. It's sweaty
what are
out
you
here.
talking about? For me...
Building a house.
Yeah, for me... These, at least where I'm at right now in my faith with God, and it's just like, how do I say it without going into too many words? There's a preparing of the heart, you know. He prepares and places things on my heart for the different shifts in seasons that I'm about to enter into. You know, there's something going on right now that we had kind of felt was coming, didn't exactly know what it would look like, and then it presented itself, and then there was like a bunch of turmoil because we weren't sure, and that was part of what we were experiencing, you know, while we were down there. And then now it's kind of has a somewhat of a conclusion, and then we're just kind of walking it out, and as soon as that totally takes shape, I'll be able to share it with you. But you know, those sort of things, again, it's not like what's the best thing we think we ought to do. It's like what are the things that God has placed on our heart, because He really has put the desire in our heart to do what He wants to do. And I believe then too is that what we're asking.
Someone said.
Sounds like Lydia. We're asking Him what His desires are. What are they?
I've found often that when we are in a place of hearing from God, or going to be hearing from God in something, that we'll just have a lot of unrest within our family, or together relationally, just you know, there's been a lot of like stress, you know, chaos, that kind of thing within our home over the past couple weeks, and it just feels, you know, we're like, where is this coming from? But it just feels like often that when big changes are on the horizon, that there can be a lot of unrest timed at that same moment. I don't know. Have you guys experienced this in your homes? It just, you know, our walk with God is just not always smooth and perfect. It's really up and down as we grow with Him, and that's for sure been true with us. So we didn't have time to look at land. What's wrong, buddy? How can you be sad when you have feathers?
That's what I just picked up along the way.
Oh.
Boom.
So we didn't have time to look at land while we were down there necessarily, although we did talk to people who live there and just say, hey.
Want to be our neighbor?
Know of anything good? And yeah, there are possibilities down there. I think our kind of dream would be to have close to 100 acres. Like our number keeps getting bigger. First I said 50 acres. Land, you know, we're not opposed to building because that's kind of what we had thought to do all along, especially now that we have the mill where we can produce lumber. But it would be nice to have something there already, if possible, just because we
Takes the stress off.
Yeah, we have a lot of baggage, and so to be able to move into something.
You know, it's a good thing I didn't say that, because then somebody would say I'm being misogynistic.
We have a lot. We have cows and pigs and dogs and children and stuff and farm equipment and...
Yep, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to manage.
Man, it's just a lot. We have Jason mostly working from home, so we have that whole thing. It's just, it would be nice to have some place to park all that, but, you know, in some ways the details don't matter because God already knows what's right for us.
That's right. Yeah, so part of it is, you know, the excitement of the idea of it, and, you know, dreaming a little bit about what God could have for us. Down? Okay. Do you want your feather?
Want your feather?
Want your feathers? Okay. You find a tool? Yeah.
We like him. He's so cute.
I was thinking the joyful part was the...
He is.
He is cute. The joyful part is most enjoyable. Right? So yeah, we get to kind of dream a little bit about what it could look like for us, and you know, there's just some absolutely wonderful families who hosted us, and oh man, just it's hard. We have good families here too.
I know.
We want them all together. We're gonna drag them with us.
It's the people that makes it hard. We wish we could take everybody with us wherever we go.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Let's show you the barn. Update progress. Our friend Joe, while we were gone, came over one day to continue working.
Dedicated Joe.
He loves to organize things, and I said, you should someday, when you have nothing to do, you should have a business where you organize people's barns, their workshops. And he said, who would let me come in and rearrange their workshop? Is that not something that men usually allow? I don't know. I'm all for it. If somebody wants to come over and organize for me, I'm all for it. But
if you're watching, Joe, I'm looking for the pieces of pipe that screw together for the hand crank for the pump, and I don't know where it is.
Well, that is one bad thing about having the organizer not live with you. Mm-hmm. See, we'll have to bring them along with us too.
Yep, Lori, Joe.
Last time we showed you this workshop, I think I was just laying floors. I really think it was that long ago.
What you got, buddy?
So it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can back way up over here. If you remember, this was just a dirt floor workshop.
Rock and dirt.
Rock and dirt. They took everything out and put down a wood floor, which Jason milled. What are you doing, Benjamin? You're moving the ladder there. He's happy and really noisy. He has a plan. Where are you going? Ladder over there.
Yeah. Let's keep looking for that pipe.
Okay, so, well, you have to tell me what you want to say here, but they milled the boards, which again looks amazing because it looks like they've been here all along. I just love that, how quickly it looks, it just blends in. And then they're putting a pegboard up. Will there be an actual wall back there?
There will.
Okay, on the other side.
I haven't decided what I want to do on the outside yet. I guess I kind of have. I just haven't set up the mill. So there's a lot of, talk about upheavals. So my workshop got turned upside down. My mill got moved to another mill. We brought in a bunch of other stuff from Uncle Al, getting moving. It's just like, oof.
Yeah, life has felt a little intense lately.
Yep. What, bud? What do you want to work on? All right, well, if you don't know, I can't help you with that.
Okay.
All right.
But they are slowly putting everything back.
Right.
This area back here is going to be the leather area? No.
No.
What
This
is
this is the mechanical area, essentially.
This is the mechanical area. That's
So
our
we got
walking
the
refrigerator.
cleaner, the vise there, the toolboxes for wrenches and stuff. This will be overflow. Some of it, like the oily stuff. So the woodworking shop, I guess, is kind of what you would call the hardwood floor area. And this is a dual purpose. This is also going to be our butchering area. So
Yeah, we'd have to
partition it off.
stay away from that or
Yeah, I'm not
something.
sure
Because
exactly.
that's the walk-in refrigerator.
It is.
This so far is just storage, which they built some shelves.
Yeah, got our chainsaws.
Yeah, I like how you
Tidied
have
up.
everything tucked in there.
Yeah, doesn't it look neat?
So then this area back here, the workshop area, are we still
There's
putting
going to be a
wall
wall.
up?
Yep,
A
a wall
wall,
and a
okay.
door. The door that's right there is going to be the door that is in there.
Okay, so you'll come into the door here, like we've talked about before. Maybe I have showed them recently.
Maybe I should take the door from the what you call that thing? The well house.
Oh,
Because it has glass in there. Yeah, and that's a solid wood door.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That way I don't have light messing with my canned goods.
Light and won't let out heat or cold as much.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe I'll flip those.
So they put all of the cabinets back in, put these type of drawer things in. Been organizing one little piece of...
Right. There's a lot of neat little nuances to the organization so far. Like those little trays up there, they pull out. And so, I've convinced Bella to put some of the fencing material in there. So when we go to set up a new fence, she could just grab, we can grab a tote and then go. Instead of having to then, make a bag or a bucket or something and do that. You got it. Watch your tootsies, okay?
Yeah, these are really cool. I like how this
There's
turned
different
out.
sizes and whatnot.
So these plastic totes, they turn into drawers that pull out. Isn't that neat? This with some boards under there. Very cool. I like this area here. This pegboard wall has been really nicely organized.
That's cool.
I was saying that I just like coming in here even though I don't actually use much of anything at all in here. It's just fun to come in and see the organizing progress as it progresses. This is the only tool I really use right here. I come in and I get this one.
It never existed until recently.
This is my favorite. We have lots of really huge weeds here, and I've been feeding our mama pigs the weeds. I chop them down with this thing. It's so much fun.
Because your husband isn't cutting the grass.
It's so much fun. No, I'm glad for it.
This is not grass. This is something way bigger.
It's not grass.
It's like
I'm
that
glad
big
for
around,
it
but weeds.
because
that's
the mama
not an
pigs
exaggeration either.
want some food. Yeah, it's amazing.
There has been lots going on here. We have 2 birthdays next week. We have several get-togethers and different events with friends and family. It's going to be a very busy week. And then after that, we are getting back to school. We have taken probably 6 weeks off, maybe 7, of our formal school subjects, and we'll be getting back to that. So I'll probably do a video telling you my plans for this upcoming school year because I'm doing things differently. So I'll keep you in the loop. Talk to you soon.